You made it, Sleeper. You were sent to Arrakis to find the Fremen, and the desert has been watching to see if you're worthy. Because no one finds the Fremen, not without being tested. And now you're here, at this cave hidden in the rocks, tucked away in the northeast corner of Mysa Terrell, for the final test in the Trials of Aql. You know you're in the right spot because it's quiet, still, like the desert's holding its breath. These trials have taken you all over Arrakis, into the deep caves of Hagarif, across the blazing winds of Vermilius Gap, and face to face with memories that go back thousands of years. This journey started with spice. The moment you breathed it in for the first time, you were hit with your first spice dream. A vision that wasn't random or meaningless. It was the desert talking to you.
Observe this valley, sacred to the Equan Bedouin. Here, Wali faced the Trials of Aql, proving their knowledge of the Fremen ways.
That vision was your invitation into something bigger. You were being offered a chance to become Wali. That's the name the Fremen gave to someone they trust. A friend who earned their respect the hard way. So far you've passed the 7 Trials of Aql, each time learning a new piece of the Fremen's past. Where they came from, what they suffered, and what they believe. Now you're standing at this sealed door, and the final test is waiting for you. But first you've got to prove that you understand everything the Fremen have gone through. There are 6 questions pulled from everything the spice showed you about the Fremen's journey. If you've been paying attention, you'll know the answers.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that our people shall not die. Where did our flight begin?
This one goes back to the 7th trial, in Hagarif, inside a cave called the Red Maw. In that vision, the spice showed you the start of the Fremen journey. Back then, they were known as the Misr, and they were cast out of their original homeworld for being too kind.
We were exiled from Nilotic al-Urobra for our unwillingness to fight, for our willingness to forgive, for our willingness to forget.
But they held firm in their belief that God had a plan for them.
We are the action and knowledge of God, and He has prepared the way.
Nilotic al-Urobra is where it all began, a place on old Earth within the Nile River basin.
We grew soft, Wali, so God brought us the weight of kindliness to prepare for the typhoon. Name the planet where we lost our way.
You'll remember this one from the 5th trial, also in Hagarif, at a cave called the Hidden Test. The Fremen came to a planet that was soft, easy, and a little too comfortable.
We grew soft on Poritrin, an easy planet. And God brought the weight of kindliness to prepare us for the typhoon that comes.
But it taught them the consequences of kindness. That planet was Poritrin.
On our wanderings, we came to a planet devoid of gods, where war was constant and violence was religion. Have you learned its name, Wali?
This one's from the 4th trial in East Vermilius Gap.
During our wandering, we came to Sarissa Secundus. It was a place devoid of gods, where the drums of war were constant and violence was the religion. They denied us the Hajj, never to forgive, never to forget.
It's one of the more brutal stories. The Fremen landed on a planet that was godless, and they were not allowed to continue their journey.
The fire of God mount over thy heart. The fire of God set alight. Thine enemies shall fall.
But they were given the gift of Tau, or the Way, the ability to endure what could not be escaped. That planet was Sarissa Secundus.
We remember the slave cribs where we were held, weeded out, persecuted. Do you remember too, Wali?
This one comes from the third trial, in a cave in the western Vermilius Gap.
Another altar destroyed by the Emperor's zealous dogs. So much wasted in the pursuit of this pogrom. So much lost. This altar seemed to depict Fremen being separated from their families. Enslaved? I could only decipher a few words. Slave cribs, Hajj, and oddly enough, the name of a planet. Bela Tegese.
In Bela Tegese, the Fremen were enslaved. It was one of the harshest parts of their journey.
The thread of the past was carried by word until we found the poison drug. One of the cursed planets was a blessing for our Sayadina.
This one you'll remember from Trial 2 in the eastern Vermilius Gap.
Our wanderings brought us to Rossak. We were persecuted. Our families burned in the fires of their ignorance. We learned the cost of inaction. It was on Rossak that the Sayadina created the poison drug. Words became memories. Through thought and action combined, we learned to create.
It was on Rossak that the Fremen priestess created the first awareness narcotic that unlocked the memories of all the previous priestesses.
So many planets, across so many centuries. Our people broke apart, split, reformed. Some planets we barely remember at all.
Through all the spice streams, there's one name that never shows up. That planet is Thurgrod.
A long journey, young Wali. But we are almost home. Just one last place of suffering, where our children were taken and made slaves.
You learned about this one during the first trial in South Haga.
On Harmontep, we were made to suffer. Our children taken and made slaves. Defiance leads to thought. Who is it that thinks? Those who suffer.
On Harmonthep, the Fremen suffered, but they were defiant, and their defiance led to new ideas and innovations.
The time of Mihna has ended. Young Wali, pass within and seek your Ummah.
You've passed the test. The doors will open. You can now go inside and look for your prophet.
The path of the Zensuni Exodus is rare and hidden knowledge. You are no Masquerade cultist. Who are you? What do you seek here?
The Trials of Aql brought me here in search of the Fremen.
The Trials of Aql. Knowledge of that name lends you credibility. But you seek the Fremen? You must know they're dead.
I've seen them in my spice-fueled dreams. I've seen enough to doubt that they really are dead.
That security door is encoded for Fremen biometrics. How did you bypass it?
It just opened. I don't know how.
Perhaps we can help each other.
Why? What do you want out of this place?
I'm a scholar of Fremen social, cultural, and philosophical constructs, both past and present. They fascinate me. And I've studied the layout of this place. It's a death trap. Between the Masquerade trying to blow their way in and the structural damage left by the Sardaukar, the whole thing could come crashing down.
The moment demands cooperation. I have your back.
And I have yours. The name's Ari.
Who do you work for, Ari?
I serve no one. Let's say I'm something of a freebooting academic. And like you, my interests lie in discovering the true extent of the Fremen eradication. Or more to the point, discovering if that eradication even occurred.
If they're not dead, where are they?
South, maybe. Arrakis is a big place. But you're right.
I don't believe the Imperial account, and I'm hoping the truth, or part of it, awaits us inside. If we survive. It serves the Emperor to depict the Fremen as barbarous and savage, but look at their craft. I see the work of a socially and materially advanced people. A people with the innate practicality and good sense to worship a local and very available god. That's also, conveniently, an apex megapredator. This would have been the central water repository for the entire Siege community. The Fremen value water above any commodity. Feel the dampness in the air? The smell of wet stone? It reminds me of a special place, far away from here. To the Fremen, water is holy. Water is life. Consider the still suit, a design that's both a testament to Fremen ingenuity and a metaphor for their almost religious determination to never waste a drop. Did you encounter the Masquerade on your way here? They're some kind of cult. Worm worshippers based out of an abandoned power station far to the west. It's odd to see them this far east. But if they've found this place, they'll be coming. Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment. Looks like there's no other way forward. I hope you brought your cutter ray. We'll probably find that a lot of corridors and subchambers are collapsed and impassable. Some would have been brought down by the Sardaukar to deny key areas and resources to any survivors. Others would have been brought by the Fremen themselves to crush the invading assault force or channel them to a kill zone. The Fremen were known to keep large nests of scorpions in order to harvest their venom for blades. That's a door I don't want to open. Strange to think these corridors once echoed with the hopes and dreams of a lost multitude. Mothers, fathers, and children beyond count. And now, only silence. A silence this rock hasn't known in 10,000 years.
Our first goal on Arrakis is controlling 3% of the energy surface. Only 3% to start a self-sustaining system. Learn this lesson well. Our transformation begins in the plantations of the south and proceeds in simple steps to begin. Bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Brilliant work. Congratulations. You share the knowledge of a Fremen pre-adolescent. This must be the way. Now we come to the private living areas of the Siege proper. In a Siege community, the leader was known as the Naib, and the various Naibs were often jealous of each other and liked to measure their relative influence by the number of hearths they commanded within their Siege. Siege Talab is a smaller Siege, hosting roughly 500 hearths. Siege Tabor, by comparison, the community Pardo Kynes lived within, was said to host well over 2,000. That's the Masquerade. I was hoping it would take them longer to arrive in force. We'd better hurry up and be done with our business here. This must be the Cavern of Council, the cultural and political heart of any Siege community. It's here that Siege dwellers would gather to hear a traveling crier regale the community with news from beyond. And up there, upon that great terrace extending over the room, is the reason we're here today. A Deathstill, the place all Fremen end up at death, so they may return their water to the tribe. That script upon the platform reads, "The water of the tribe shall reveal the path." And I believe the path in question is related to the secret that's brought us both here. And while you're clearly no Fremen, you were able to pass their biometric locks without tampering or delay. Whatever lies beyond here, I believe your blood is the key. Very good.
Greetings, and Aql. If you are watching this, I am likely dead or captured. I came to Siege Talab in the same condition you find it now, abandoned and despoiled. I must have triggered some kind of hidden alarm, because the Sardaukar were at my heels before long. They found me. I haven't long, so listen well. I was brought to this planet, like you, with one overriding directive: find the Fremen. But when I finally came face to face with my quarry, I did not find the villains as described by the Communinet or the Emperor. Instead, I found a noble people being drawn into a conspiracy not of their making. A conspiracy extending from the very heart of the Imperium to the dark corridors of... I have to go. They don't know where I am right now, but I can't risk them finding what I leave for you. I wish there was more time. I have much to tell you, but your mere presence in this secret chamber indicates that the ones who sent us will not stop until they achieve their aims. I have hidden the details of my journey on a mimetic film locked within the safe on the wall. As with the security door and the Deathstill, our blood is the key. And now, I lead the Sardaukar as far from here as I may. Masalam.
Tricky Fremen. I believe more than half the technology in this room violates the first 11 Butlerian prescriptions. Who are you really?
What do you mean?
This film is encrypted with a kind of protection I've only encountered in the restricted section at the Nemesine Library on Artesia. I believe that encryption was of Ixian origin.
So how do we decode it?
That's not good. We need an Ixian decoder to access whatever is on this, and I have access to the resources of a great house.
How do I know you won't just run off with that thing?
Don't be concerned. I'll reach out when I have more information. If we Atreides are known for anything, it's our stiff-necked honor. Besides, as a mystery, you rank right up there with this film. Parting with people is a sadness. A place is only a place.
Eyes on target!